Hello, viewers. Let's start today's lesson with chapter number 2, Geological Evolution and Structure. So, let's see the major geological eras. Look at the chart. You can see here the four standard geological eras are the Precambrian, the Paleozoic, the Mesozoic, and the Cenozoic. So, at first, we need to know some basic definitions. Right. The geological history of the earth, it's also known as the geological clock. The geological history of the earth or the geological clock refers to the reconstruction of evolutionary sequence of the geological events involving the information of various zones of the earth, like formation and evolution of geomaterials means rocks, formation and development of mountains and faults, evolution of different lives, etc. The whole geological history from the origin of the earth to its present form has been divided into four major eras, right? So the four major eras are the Precambrian, near about 570 million years old, the Paleozoic, 245 to 570 million years old, the Mesozoic, 66 to 45 million years old, and the Cenozoic, near about 66 million years old to the present, right? Eras. What is the meaning of eras? Era is a period of time of very longer duration marked by particular features and events. Okay, let's see the geological history of India. The present physical form of the Indian subcontinent is the result of a vast geological formation. India is composed of three geological units: the Peninsular Plateau, the Himalayan mountain, and the Indo-Gangetic Plain. At first, the Peninsular Plateau. We all know that the southern part of India it's known as the Peninsular Plateau. It is called peninsula because it is surrounded by sea on three sides, right? Geologists believed that it is the oldest landform of the Indian subcontinent. During the Precambrian era, there was a large depression in which sediment was deposited, and a block of crystal rocks known as the Peninsular Plateau came out of this depression and never submerged again. After that, the peninsula received some lateral thrust and orogenic movement without affecting its original base, right? This peninsula contains mostly residual mountains. The river valleys here are shallow with low gradients. Okay. Next, the Himalayas. The Himalayan mountain ranges are much younger as compared to the peninsular plateau. We all know that these example of young fold mountains. Till Mesozoic era, the entire Himalayan areas as well as the plain areas remained under sea water in a geosyncline of Tethys Sea. Geosyncline means it's a linear tuff of subsidence of the earth crust within which vast amount of sediments accumulate. To the north of the Tethys Sea is called the Unger Land. To the south of the Tethys is called Gondwana Land. The sediment in the Tethys Sea was deposited by the rivers. As a result, the northward drift of the peninsular plateau In the last stage of mountain building process, the sediments of the Tethys were folded and the present Himalayas were formed. Right. Our next geological unit, the Great Plain. Okay. In between the Himalayas in the north and the peninsular plateau in the south lies the Great Plain of India. Right. It is believed that there was large depression due to Himalayan upliftment. Rivers from the mountains of the north and the plateau of the south deposited sediment in this depression. And in the course of time, it turned into a flat land of alluvium deposits. Okay. So this is the summary of geological history of India. Okay. So students, here I close the chapter for today. Thank you. Have a good day.